Hey guys, Joey here, and so today I thought we would do a video on RV power converter troubleshooting. I'm going to show you guys how it works. I'm also going to show you what we found with what the problem was with this actual power converter. We had a customer come to us, and she said another technician said it needed to be replaced, and that actually was not the case at all. Unfortunately, there are some technicians out there that don't want to take the time to actually diagnose the problem. So today we're working on a IntelliPower 9100, a model PD9145, and the 45 at the end of this stands for 45 amps. So this is the 45 amp model. It does look a little bit dirty, but that doesn't mean it needs to be replaced. And the last thing we want to do is replace a part that could be fixed for as little as $1. So, because in this circumstance, it needed a new fuse. But we're going to show you guys how we determined that. And to get started here, I'm going to show you guys what the voltage is on the battery without the converter, so you can kind of better understand how it works. So we're going to unhook the positive lead, and we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to test the battery here. And as you can see, we're at 10.9 volts. This battery does need to be charged. So this is something we use on a bench, and we'll charge batteries up and test them. But now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hook the converter up to the battery itself. And we want to get a good contact here. And then we're going to want to make sure our converter is plugged in, which we have it plugged in right now. Our 12 volt power is hooked up properly. You're going to have a bigger gauge wire than this. These are just test leads. So now that it's plugged in, I'm going to test it right here at the battery. You can see that the voltage has already come up to 12.749. So we're using a Fluke 189 voltmeter for this process. You don't have to have a very expensive voltmeter for this, but this one is one of the most accurate voltmeters on the market. So now that we know that our converter is working, we can actually go ahead and unhook it and everything, and then we don't have to do any more testing on it. But let's say it wasn't working. Let's go over a process here that we can do with something as simple as a test light. Now, this one in particular is made by Mac Tools, and it's actually a really nice test light. It lights up when you test with it. So the first thing we're going to do, we're showing up on the job site here. The converter's plugged in. The customer's telling me that his lights are going dim. It seems like my batteries are going dead. I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm going to go straight to the converter, and I'm going to check and see that I have voltage at the fuses. And as you can see, I got 13 volts, but I'm going to check it on both sides. 13.2. I'm going to check the other one. 13.2, 13.3. So now that I know I got power on the fuses there, I'm going to take it a step further. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have power down to my wire here. Now this is the positive side, this is the negative side. You always want to verify by taking a flashlight and looking. It'll be labeled right on the front here. So one nice thing about this test light that I have here is that this will turn green rather than red if you're on a negative. So now that we know we have power here at the fuses, and we have power here going to the power supply line, this is going to go from here to the RV panel, the power supply panel inside the RV. But on this particular case, I found the problem on the fuse. Okay, so this 30 amp fuse here is easily removable. You just take a pair of small needle nose and just pull it out, and then you can put a new one in. That's what was wrong with this converter. Now the technician wanted to replace the whole thing. If you look up the cost of an IntelliPower, you'll see how much money they saved. It's well over $100, and you can get these fuses for a pack of 127. I'll show you here. We got a sorted car fuse pack from Calhawk. This kit is, I believe it's right around between $10 and $12. The price fluctuates a little bit, but everybody that owns a motorhome should have a fuse kit like this, because it has every fuse in it that you're going to need for your RV as far as your 12 volt power on interior. So it's got a 7.5, a 5 amp, a 10 amp, a 15 amp, a 20 amp, a 30 amp, and a 25 amp. It's got quite a few fuses in it. So we were able to save this customer a lot of money. And that being said, I hope this video helps somebody out there diagnose their problem. Maybe you're out dry camping somewhere and you're not even using your converter. But what an RV converter does, just so everybody knows, I've seen there's a lot of confusion on it here. It takes 120 volts AC and converts it to DC. So 120 volts on this side, 12 volts on this side. And so it's going to go through and it's going to actually help charge your batteries. It's going to help supply them with a charge. And when it goes out, the batteries start to lose a charge because the 12 volt system in the RV is feeding off just the batteries at that point. As when you have the converter, it's actually helping you maintain a proper voltage in your battery, and then you don't have to worry about your voltage and your lights starting to dim because your battery's starting to lose amps. So that being said, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment below, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell button, and we can provide you guys with more RV how-to videos and try to help save you guys some more money. We'll post some links below in the description for some of the things we showed in the video here today, in case you guys want to go ahead and pick them up for yourself. And until next time, safe travels.